So, I'd like to talk about a topic that no one likes to talk about. I'm talking about compression stockings. Now, for anyone who has dysautonomia, POTS, and NCS, no one wants to wear the compression stockings. And I completely and totally understand. Sometimes they're uncomfortable and they are hot. However, I am the biggest believer in compression stockings purely because I do not function without them. And what I mean by I do not function without them is I cannot go 2.5 days. If I go 2.5 days without the stockings, I pass out, hands down. It's just the way it goes. So for me, it is absolutely vital that I wear them all day long. And I understand why people don't want to wear them. And I've heard, they're uncomfortable, they're ugly, they're not fashionable, whatever the case may be. And the way I think about it and the way I like other people to think about it is kind of the pros and cons. And you have to think about your quality of life. And for me, my quality of life without the stockings versus with the stockings is so stark that I really don't see why I wouldn't wear them. Because for the most part, I can forget that I'm wearing them, and they're only uncomfortable sometimes. And yeah, they are hot sometimes, especially in the summer, but it's a lot better than passing out every couple days. Like I was talking about in my previous video, driving is really important to me. It's my freedom. It's what allows me to be an individual. And by not wearing the compression stockings, if I passed out every 2 days, if you pass out, you can't drive for 3 months. So that clock would keep getting redialed. 3 months, oh wait, another 3 months, oh wait, another 3 months. So for me, the pros and cons, they don't even compare. And it frustrates me when I hear, oh, well, I don't want to wear them because they're not cute. No one ever said chronic illness was cute. However, there are options out there. There's a lot of online stores that sell different colors, and I've seen tie-dye out there. And so you're not completely without options. And for guys, you also have options, although I'm not nearly as aware of them. And I would actually be interested if there are any males out there that do wear the compression stockings to give me some insight into what your options are. But I know we have options. We have colors, we have different lengths, we have different pressures, and I think that's important. And again, it goes back to the pros and cons. Okay, you could either look a little nerdy, or you could be sick and fainting all the time and not being able to go to work or go to school or be productive in any kind of way. So, yeah, I'm a huge believer in them, and I really wish that more people would give them a chance. There's a lot of people that wear just like knee highs. The problem with that is that it doesn't give you a ton of compression in comparison to what I wear, which are the thigh highs, 30 to 40 millimeters mercury, which is a pretty high pressure. However, it does the job, and it keeps the blood from pooling in my feet and my legs. Now, what I think people don't understand is when they wear those knee highs, they're saying, well, I got the compression. It's not going into my feet. However, it's not just going into your feet. Your blood's rushing from your head going down. So your stomach pulls blood and your thighs pull blood. It's not just your feet. So if you're only getting compression up to your knees, you're only keeping the blood from, out of your feet and your calves. It's still pulling in your legs. It's still pulling in your midsection. So you're only getting so much help with them. And the lower the compression, so if you're wearing 10 to 20 millimeters mercury, you're not going to get that same compression as 30 to 40. So it's one of those things where you kind of have to do it at your own risk, and you have to understand that by getting a lower pressure or getting shorter stockings, you're going to not get as much of a benefit. As far as maintenance goes, washing them every day is ideal. I don't, because they're not recommended machine washable. And so you have to realize that you have to wash them and then hang them out to dry. They dry pretty quick. So if you hang them out, they're dry in a couple hours. However, you do have to kind of plan your life around the fact that they are going to be drying. And I don't recommend putting them on damp. But washing them every night or every day or however you'd like to do it, it's kind of like a shirt where it gets stretched out and then you wash it and then it shrinks back up. So it helps with that compression. And as far as damage goes, damage in the washer, there are little bags that you can buy, and they're originally made to protect bras in the washer and in the dryer if you put them in the dryer. I know you're not supposed to, but they're supposed to protect your bras from getting mangled in the washer or the dryer. And I found that putting the stockings in those little garment bags protect them from getting caught from zippers and buttons and all of that kind of stuff. And if you don't want to buy a garment bag, you can just stick them in a pillowcase and just tie the end. And it works just the same way, and you don't have to go out and buy anything. As far as runs and tears, which I absolutely hate so much. I'm so hard on my stuff, and I'm pretty accident prone even before this. I'm always cut somewhere. I always have a bruise somewhere. I'm always running into things. And so I ruin my tights fairly often, and it's a rather expensive oops. However, you have to understand that you just kind of write it into what it means to be healthy. Because I know that a lot of people will kind of cut corners because they don't want to spend the money. And I completely understand, because no one is made of money. However, I think it, like many things, like if you're buying running shoes or you're buying contacts or something that is built for you, buying a little bit more expensive ensures quality. And if wearing the stockings is what keeps you going and what keeps you as a functional human being, then you pay the money, However, there are ways to kind of prevent damage. Sharp bench corners and boxes and cats, or animals in general, they're rough on the stockings. But keeping your nails short helps, and I don't recommend cutting them and then immediately trying to put your stockings on, because they're still pretty rough. I don't necessarily follow my own advice because my nails do get long, but it goes back to that: don't put on your stockings with freshly cut nails, because you'll have those rough edges that will catch. And if no one knows how to put the stockings on, or they're wondering how I put mine on, I can make a video of that as well. And so you have a variety of stockings. You have the knee highs, which are okay. They are better than nothing, and especially if you're heat sensitive, it's still better than nothing, because you do get that compression and you're not completely covered in material, so you're not so hot. And then you have the thigh highs, which are what I wear, and I swear by them. You also have pantyhose, and before you cringe, yes, they do go up to your waist. No, they do not squeeze you. They're not Spanx on top. The way that the stockings are made are that the highest compression is at your feet, because that's where you want to keep the blood from pooling truly, as it were. So as you go up the leg, the compression lessens. So by the time that you get to your waist, it's not nearly the same compression. So I wouldn't worry about feeling like you're getting cut off by like sharp, like tight jeans. That's not something that I run into. And they're really nice to wear if you have to wear the compression stockings, but you're wanting to wear shorts. Now, I'm not a big fan of dresses, and I'm not a big skirt person. However, I have learned to kind of get past that because I want to be cool and it's hot where I live. And so, you're part of getting diagnosed and part of wearing the stockings and kind of making your way through is deciding how to wear them and how to change your routine in order to kind of accommodate your new lifestyle. And I like the pantyhose version, the waist high ones, because I can wear shorts with them, which it's just divine. There's so much more freedom and it's cooler and they're not skirts, so you're not, not sitting like a lady, because I don't sit like a lady and I don't want to punish anybody. I don't know how to be a girl sometimes. But it's great because you can wear the waist high ones, so you can wear the shorts and then you're not having the problem of like the thigh highs, where the thigh highs end and then you have a strip of skin and then you have shorts and then you feel like a hoochie mama. So it helps, and I like to wear the pantyhose with the shorts, and then I'll wear like boots or something. Do a little bit of a Harley Quinn. You have to have fun and play with the colors, play with the lengths if you want to. I wouldn't do knee highs full time, but some people do. I don't agree. And that's totally fine. If it works for you, it works for you. It just doesn't for me. So we've gone over. But yeah, so if you are wanting to know how I put them on, I can make a video. If you're wanting to know the kind of garment bag I use, let me know. And if you have any other questions as far as compression stockings go, feel free to ask me, because I wear them every day, all the days, unless I'm sleeping or in the shower. So feel free to ask me, and hopefully I will be able to answer your questions. So I will see you later.